What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the MG Cup Series here on NBCSN. We are at Bristol International. Whoa, what's it called? Bristol Motor Speedway at the last Great Coliseum. My apologies for my little brain fart there, but yeah, we're at Bristol. Here we go. Trying to get crazy here. Is my volume even up? Yeah, it's up pretty good right now. I don't know. Seem kind of off, but anyway. We're at the last Great Coliseum, getting ready for 150 laps here. Ready for a wild one here today. The Bristol Bristol Night Race here. Matt Kenseth on pole, Kyle Busch starting second. Green flag in the air. We are racing here from Bristol. And right off the bat, Kyle Busch takes the lead. He got a good jump on the outside there on the initial start. Kenseth didn't fire off quite as well, and Busch takes the lead right off the jump here. He hops down to the bottom, 3 wide behind him. And they're going to squeeze in the line there. Kasey Kahne's having a breakout season. He currently leads the points right now, looking to hang on for these final 10 races and possibly win the championship. Meanwhile, further back, it is an absolute war zone back there. Cars everywhere, cars left, cars right. Luckily, that high groove starting to form as this track seems to wear out. The high groove seeming to be a little bit faster. Got 2 lanes to work with here at Bristol. Oh man, that got really tight there. The 43 of Bobby Labonte almost cleared himself off the 25 of Brian Vickers there. But up front, seems like the bottom lane is controlling this race here. So most of the field is top down low. Not quite trusting the top line yet. Kurt Busch tries the middle lane. That's not going to do anything. It's got to be low or high, not in between. That's not going to work so well for him. But some of these drivers further back trying that outside line and seeing what it can do for them. And they're getting great runs. So they might use it later on in this race here. Seems to be pretty fast up top, but that bottom hanging on tight here. It'll be evenly matched here. It'll be interesting to see just how well. Oh man, car in the wall further back. It looked like Mark Martin might have gotten to the wall there. The 24 Jeff Gordon, the 01 of Joe Nemechek side by side for that spot there. All this happening. The top. What's this? The top 15, it looks like, pulling away, and the top 3 driving away from the rest of the pack as well. There's a little bit of separation between 3rd place and 4th place, and then Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kasey Kahne, and Jeff Burton a little bit further back, with a little bit of separation between them and Tony Stewart and that group of cars behind him. There's a little bit of separation after or behind him as well there, so a couple different groups forming here. Pack starting to break up a little bit, but still some close quarters action here in the middle of the field. Of course, nowhere for these guys to go. Something feels wrong right now. Something just feels off. We're gonna gain his volume up just a little bit. About 50. She's good right there. It's good enough for me at least. starting to get single file now, but still a lot of cars fighting to get in line here. Nemechek hanging on up high. He's going to try and clear the 10, and he does, but now that forces the 21 out of line. So Ken Schrader going to have to fight his way back down to the bottom, but he's a little faster up top here. He's going to try and clear that 10 car, and he does. Scott Riggs falling back, getting freight trains on the top here at Bristol. Who would have thought? But yeah, definitely is pretty interesting here. Look at Bobby Labonte up high trying to make something work now. He's going to possibly get by the 22 of Dave Blaney. And here comes the 24 of Jeff Gordon. The 25 of Brian Vickers hops up to the high side as Gordon tries to get by him down low, and we'll see if that's going to be able to work for him. And he does hold off that 24 for a second there, but has to check up for the 43 right in front of him. And Labonte has to check up. Everybody's going to get back in line now. McMurray, oh, he's got Newman right on his back bumper. Got one slow on the front stretches. 31. Jeff Burton. Fly by there, but Jeff Burton slow on the track here, trying to work his way into pit road. And he does. No caution. That car's smoking. Obviously, probably a terminal issue on that car. They're gonna work hard and try and fix it up as much as they can and get them back out there, but definitely not going to be the same. Now Kyle Busch has caught the rear of the field. He's going to get stuck behind some lap traffic here right as we're about to go to break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. We are under caution for the first time here tonight as right in front of your leaders, the 75 of David Starr gets spun down the back straightaway, just in a bad position there into the inside wall. Comes back up, nearly collects Kyle Busch, but looks like everyone's going to get by him here. That brings out the first caution of the night. Okay, green flag back in the air. A couple cars diving down pit road. That might be a bit of a bug or a glitch with this track, but I don't know. Looks like we might have some penalties here. If so, it's worth it. I mean, we get good racing out of these BBMC tracks, so it'll be a little more worth it than some of these other tracks. Look at Dale Jarrett up high in the 88 car. Final season for Jarrett driving the 88. Before he moves on to Michael Waltrip Racing next season. And man, that 88 car is fast. He's ripping the top, trying to get by some of this lap traffic here, and maybe pick up a few positions in the process. That car is absolutely steamrolling through these corners. And caution is out. We got a big crash in turn 3 as Dave Blaney is on his roof. And what in the world just happened right there? Kyle Busch, your race leader, is taken out. So is the second place car of Matt Kenseth. I believe Kurt Busch may have been involved in that as well. No, he wasn't. He got through. Big time trouble here. What just happened? Oh my goodness. massive wreck for Dave Blaney. And it looks like he gets turned on the backstretch here, right over the nose of the 21 of Ken Schrader. The 01 hits the wall. That's Joe Nemechek. He hits the wall in just the perfect way to ramp up onto the wall, gets onto his side. Michael Waltrip swipes him, just trying to get through. And then right in front of your leaders, bang! Nowhere for Kyle Busch to go. And there goes Matt Kenseth, goes inside of the 5 car. That was a bit of a no-clip moment, a glitch in the matrix, if you will. Oh, that's extremely unfortunate. They wouldn't have had too much damage if that didn't happen. But that ends both of their days as their cars basically exploded inside of each other. Pause on that. I did not mean for it to come out that way, but yeah, I mean, man, we're going to be on the caution for a while, aren't we? Because they're trying to sort things out. Here we go. Now it looks like we're trying to get all sorted out here. Green flag about to fly. Casey Kane's your new leader. Kane always manages to find his way out in front of these things, but he's got a lot of rear end damage. Green flag back in the air. Half the field, the back half of the field, wasn't able to get sorted out there in time. They're way off the pace, way behind, I should say, not off the pace. But the green flag back in the air. Can Casey Kane hang on with that rear end damage? It might be helping him a little bit. We'll see. Things roll on. Kurt Busch trying to hang on to P2 here as Denny Hamlin's all over his back bumper, hounding him for it. Hamlin backs off just a little bit. He's got the 07 to Clint Boyer right behind him as well. Carl Edwards back there too. How about Dale Jarrett up into the mix as well here? We're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. Casey Kane absolutely whooping the field here. And I apologize for that random commercial break there. We did not take a break over the caution as kind of blazed through it. So my apologies once again. But we are back. Kane has caught the tail end of the field once again. Hopefully we don't have any more shenanigans right up into your leader here, but I mean, that's just a part of, that's Bristol. That is just Bristol at its, oh, car in the wall. It's the 4 of Scott Wimmer. We were just saying it. And another car gets into the wall, 37. Car is getting a little bit too high up on the racetrack here, getting up into the marbles. It's just that close to being just high enough and a little too high, and the drivers figuring that out the hard way. They're sliding up, losing grip, and going into the wall. Anyway, yeah, these cars all over the place here. Right in front of your leader, Casey Kane, trying to work his way through cleanly here. But there are definitely cars everywhere. He's got a near 2-second lead, so it doesn't have to force anything. As Kurt Busch still has Hamlin all over his back bumper. But oh, and look at McMurray up high getting by his teammate. Jamie McMurray, or no, McMurray's a lap down. My apologies. Oh, car blowing up. Ryan Newman. Looks like the engine lets go on that number 12 car. That is the second mechanical failure we've seen today. And Newman dives down pit road. He is going to have to retire from the race, it seems. Unfortunate for him, and that will bring out the caution as well. No, we got a wreck on the back straightaway. Big crash. into turns number 3 and 4. And they are still stacking them in case they can't get through it. Looks like there might have been oil on the track from that problem with Ryan Newman that brought out this caution flag. Let's see what happened here on the back straightaway. Oh no, it wasn't. Had nothing to do with that. The 42 of Casey Mears gets turned into the inside wall. Ryan Newman sees that happening as he's on pit road. Mears comes back across the racetrack, collects Tony Stewart, collects the 0, collects Robbie Gordon, Tony Raines, nowhere to go. I mean, lots of cars. You see Kyle Petty got a piece. Cars just trying to come to a stop here, but they can't. Things happening so quickly. You see the 86 getting a little bit of it. Jimmy Johnson cuts to the high side at the last second. You see Dale Jarrett getting hit. Okay then. The 25 just drives through the 43. Oh, I think I know what that is, because I have collisions on pit road turned off. And considering how it wraps around the entire track here, I guess if you're down that low, it could be considered on pit road. That might be the issue. So I'm gonna have to cut that off anytime we come to Bristol. Noted. But yeah, big crash takes out another chunk of good race cars, and hey, look who's back out in front. It's Kurt Busch back to the lead. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again. I'm gonna shut up and crank it up here. Don't look now, but here comes Jimmy Johnson in that number 48 car. He works his way up to second place, looking for the lead on Kurt Busch. And here comes the 29 of Kevin Harvick as well, following through. Casey Kane falling back. That damage might be a little bit too much for him there. He's not able to hang on to these positions further back. Looks like they were about to go 3 wide. They sorted that out. Johnson to the inside of Kurt Busch. He's going for the lead here from Bristol. Side by side for P2. Kurt Busch trying to hang on, trying to fight back as well as he can. That outside just doesn't have enough. It seems like it is fallen off as time has gone on here at Bristol. The outside or the inside line seems to be the way to go. Johnson and Harvick going at it. Look at this huge gaggle of cars right in front of your leaders here. And Johnson gets into the back of Bobby Labonte a little bit there. Had to let off to avoid wrecking him. And now that might be the opening Kevin Harvick needs. Johnson, the track is completely blocked. There's nowhere for Johnson to go, nowhere for Harvick to go. They're just going to have to be patient and wait it out here. That is a huge pack of cars. And this might allow Kurt Busch to run these guys back down as well here. Kurt Busch trying to fight off Mark Martin here. And we got a car blowing up once again. It's the 18 of JJ Yaley heading to pit road now. So another mechanical failure, this time on the 18 of Yaley's car. And the 4 about got up into the outside wall again there. Scott Wimmer having a rough one here today. And that number 4 car is hitting the wall just as many times as we've seen cars have mechanical failure. So that is, yeah. But now that we're starting to sort things out single file for the most part, leader's starting to break through, and Johnson goes to the inside of Labonte. He's going to try to get by him and pick another lap car off. Labonte, though, fighting back. He's racing for position with those cars up in front there, so he's not going to roll over for him. He's not in a position to. He's not going to be able to make it easy. He's going to have to fight back. The 7 of Robbie Gordon down pit road. Looks like issues with damage on that car. Might be going back in for a little bit more repairs. Labonte making a pass on the high side here, deciding to stay in it, keep fighting, and he's gonna gain a position from it. How about that? Oh, trouble! Around goes Kurt Busch, back across the racetrack. Look out in front of the field. He's gonna collect Scott Wimmer. It's been a rough day for Scott Wimmer, and the caution is out once again. Kurt Busch not gonna be happy with who was that spun him? I believe it was Mark Martin that got into the back of Kurt Busch. Racing hard through the lap traffic. Kurt Busch checking up for the 10 of Riggs. Oh, got sideways there. Tried to keep it off the wall. He was trying to gather it back up. Came across the nose of Mark Martin there. Got sent around in the exact same spot. Who was it that spun? I think it was Casey Mears. Got sent around in earlier. And gets collected by Scott Wimmer in the 4. That was really close for Truex. He might have gotten a small piece of that. Oh, and Hamlin. Denny Hamlin headed to pit road. Issues with that number 11 car. That is another one. Another one bites the dust here. From Bristol, we've got just a bit over 50 laps to go here. And oh man, things are going to get crazy once again. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, the 2 fastest cars out on the track right now. Harvick with the fastest lap than Jimmy Johnson, but I don't know. These two seem to be breaking even on the long run, so we'll see how that goes. The top 2 going at it, duking it out, battling, fighting hard here from Bristol Motor Speedway for the lead. Meanwhile, behind them, Casey Kane trying to hang on. It's a race of attrition at this point from 3rd on back. So there's been nothing but issues with the rest of the field. Carnage, mayhem, destruction, big time pileups here from Bristol. I mean, it's been a wild one here tonight. Must be a full moon out. The top 2 still going at it for the lead. Casey Kane trying to hang on to 3rd. Jeff Gordon right behind them. Gordon thought about giving Martin a bumper, decided against it. The top 2, however, coming around. It's 101 laps, or excuse me, 51 laps to go as we get to the lap 100. Now coming around, 50 to go this time by. They got lap traffic just ahead. Due to these cars not being able to get sorted out and being half a lap behind the field there, not going to take long to catch lap traffic now. Here comes Jimmy Jam Johnson and Happy Harvick out in front of the field, still racing for the lead here, but Casey Kane hanging on to 3rd. I'm surprised all that damage. Remember, he fell back earlier because of that damage. He's fighting hard to stay in third place right now. Wants as many points as he can out of the day, especially with a few other championship contenders like Kevin Harvick and Jimmy Johnson right there in front of him, racing for the win. If Harvick wins, Harvick is looking pretty good in the points right now. So he's Casey Kane's biggest threat, running second in the points. So Kane needs to just get as many points as he can here and be able to hang on to that points lead, or maybe hope something happens to Harvick. Maybe these two get held up by a lap traffic. Right as we're talking about it, Harvick gets by Jimmy Johnson right as they catch the lap cars, and now Johnson looking to fight back. Harvick, your new leader, but Johnson right there. He's right behind him. Harvick! Oh my goodness. Almost got cut off by the 20 of Stewart there. 26 of Jamie McMurray right in front of that 29 car. Johnson's gonna have a run out of turn 4. Can he get underneath? Looks for it, but can't get there. But he was looking for it there. Off of turn 2. Now down the back straightaway. Johnson with a higher line through 3 and 4. Can he cut down? Go to the low side. He's trying to. He's there. Inside for the race lead. Jimmy Johnson. Can he take it back? Harvick, though, on the high side, is going to get a run on the exit. But he's got a lap car right in front of him as well. No line, able to break through. Dead even. Side by side, dead even at the line. Who led that lap? I believe it was Harvick. Yes, it was. Harvick gets brave. He's going to cut through the middle. 3 wide. And Harvick is going to make it work. Through the middle of 3 wide goes Harvick. Jimmy Johnson still stuck behind of 26 of Jamie McMurray. Nowhere to go. And here comes the rest of the field trying to catch back up. Johnson finally gets back through. Harvick now being held up by the 86 of Ian Slager, the 37 of Kevin LePage. And Harvick get by LePage here. He's going to drive it in very deep. Almost got underneath him there. Had to back off to avoid wrecking him. LePage still holding up that 29 car. That's going to allow Johnson to get right back up there. Jimmy Johnson back into the mix here. But here comes the 48 and the 29 getting through. Harvick slides up. Johnson staying right there, right behind him. Further back, Casey Kane trying to hang on. The 6 of Mark Martin right there behind him as well. Jeff Gordon right there. Dale Jarrett right there. And Clint Boyer's not too far back either. And then at the end of the frame, you saw Greg Biffle back there as well, looking to possibly gain a few spots with all this lap traffic. Meanwhile, out in front is all Kevin Harvick. He's running away with it as Jimmy Johnson leads here. And that is not what Casey Kane wants to see. As Harvick will possibly gain 10 points over Kane here after today. And we're unfortunately going to have to take a break. It'll be the final break of the night. Here we go. And welcome back to Bristol. Caution just came out. And let's see what it's for here. 3 wide. Down the back straightaway. Collecting your leader of Harvick. It's the 43 of Bobby Labonte. Collecting Kevin Harvick, your race leader. Harvick trying to fire it back up and get it going again. But man, Jimmy Johnson steals the lead there. There he is. Harvick has fallen back. This is exactly what Casey Kane wanted to see. Your points leader may extend his points lead after tonight, with Harvick getting taken out there. 3 wide with lap traffic may not always work in your favor, and I think Harvick learned that the hard way here tonight. I don't think he wanted to be in that position, but he ended up in it anyways. And munching up back here, trying to get by the cars that are supposed to be falling to the back. They're a little bit stacked up here, trying to figure out where they're supposed to go. Meanwhile, the top, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. It's kind of in a world of their own back here now. Sterling, Marlin, and a few other cars trying to catch up. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again here from Bristol. Coming up to just 32 laps to go. They come around, it'll be 31 to go. Coming up on 30 to go. The lap after that, these laps click off quickly here from Bristol. Harvick, what can he do? Can he make up some ground? He's stuck behind some slower traffic here. He's gonna get a little bold. He's going a little high in the 3 and 4. Couldn't get anything to work that time. If he wants to make that work, he's got to go all the way up in the dark stuff. But I don't know. I think the groove is mainly moved to the bottom of the racetrack. It's just rubbered up a little bit better down low. And now Kasey Kahne gets moved up out of the groove, trying to fight back on the high side as Mark Martin gets underneath him. Kahne fighting hard, trying to stay in P number 2. Does not want to lose any points on Harvick, who's right behind him here. Wants as many points as he can to build as much of a cushion as he can. And he's going to fight back. He's going to almost clear Martin. Martin gets in, gets that nose in there. Didn't move him, but Kahne got a little nervous there. Decided to give him the lane. He's going to try and fight back up high once again. Can he clear him this time? No, he cannot. Jeff Gordon now moves to the high groove. Can he get anything on Martin here? Side by side for P3. Mark Martin trying to hang on now. May have that move on Kasey Kahne may have backfired for him there, because now he's stuck on the bottom. Can't quite defend anything on the top. Just has to run his line down low. And all of this, that might benefit Harvick, because Harvick might see this work. He might go up there and try it. No, he's going to try and move the 88 up out of the groove. Dale Jarrett, Kevin Harvick still staying low. Harvick trying to move Jarrett up the racetrack. I don't think that outside line is working well enough. Jeff Gordon's falling back here. Unless he can get just that big of a run on exit this time by, I don't think he'll be able to keep fighting back up high there. He's got to, I feel like when you move up there, you got to get it done within those first sets of corners of you being up there. Speaking of being up there, here comes Kevin Harvick. Harvick's going to try to high side out. He moves high. He's going to get by Dale Jarrett. What a run down the front straightaway that he got off of turn 4. The momentum for Harvick is going to allow him to clear the 88 of Dale Jarrett, and he's going to move back down the racetrack. Kevin Harvick gains 1 spot. That's not what Kasey Kahne wants to hear. Jeff Gordon finally clears Mark Martin there in the number 6 car. Martin slides up wide just a little bit. Gordon now has his sight set on Kasey Kahne. Meanwhile, out in front, it is all Jimmy Johnson. He's catching some lap traffic here, but he's got just 10 laps to go here from Bristol. 10 quick laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. You can complete 10 laps here at Bristol faster than you complete 5 laps at some other tracks. These guys nose to tail. Who's going to be able to make the first move? Who can build enough momentum behind somebody to possibly poke out and make that move to the inside? Or try to do it up high. Here comes Jeff Gordon underneath Kasey Kahne. Once again, though, Kahne fighting back up high, and Mark Martin's going to try to do what Gordon did to him. And Gordon quickly hops back in line there, not allowing that to happen. 6 laps to go. Through 3 and 4. Gordon has a run. No, backs off. 5 to go. Here from Bristol. Looking at 4 to go here. Here comes Mark Martin looking to the high side. Kevin Harvick gonna try and get to that inside. Side by side down the back straightaway. Martin dives back in the line. 3 laps to go, and they cross the stripe here at Bristol Motor Speedway. This race coming to a close. Coming to 2 to go. Here comes Gordon, and here comes Harvick. To the inside of Martin once again. Mark Martin trying to fight back up high. 2 laps to go from Bristol Motor Speedway. And here comes Dale Jarrett with a run. Looks like he laid back. Went easier on his tires, and now he's trying to mount a comeback here. Might have been too little too late. We're coming to the white flag here. 1 lap to go from Bristol. Here comes Martin to the inside of Gordon. Gordon's got a lap car. That's Tony Raines right in front of him. Out front, it's going to be all Jimmy Johnson as he comes to the stripe and wins from Bristol. The fight for second rages on. It's going to be Kasey Kahne hanging on to P2. What a race for second place. Kasey Kahne hangs on, takes the position, and he's going to get as many points as he possibly can over Harvick tonight. That's going to do it. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Hope to see y'all next time, and until then, peace.